Bitcoin has dropped after we literally longed Bitcoin successfully. However, the long did not, live for long because Bitcoin literally started dumping again. We've been quite in a boring consolidation. Bitcoin once again has fallen from 71, 72k back below to 68, 69k, and we've literally been consolidating between 71 and 68 or so. I think for the past week, I'm going to be talking about the best next potential trade on Bitcoin, whether I think Bitcoin will finally become bullish or will be staying below the value area high, drop to 68k. If 68k is lost, Bitcoin could be potentially and realistically going back to take up liquidity from 68k, 60k even, or 58k. That would be, to be honest, potentially very viable. On the higher time frame, before I mention the potential new trades I'm going to be talking now or taking now, let's also cover and also chat about the higher time frame stuff, because obviously, even though I've said that quite a lot, I would love to always revisit the fact and also I'd say the technical point of view of where Bitcoin has taken a lot of liquidity from the top. We literally had made liquidity, I'd say, from the beginning of February, but then we took liquidity at first time, and then we also took it second time and also third time very bullishly, and then made a fake out, which, to be honest, would signal that even with Bitcoin taking up the liquidity, with the weakness, as you can see from the volume profile, with us putting a volume profile within the consolidation that was made for the past 2 months. To be honest, I'm not calling for Bitcoin to go and drop to 60k. However, I'd say that from an objective point of view, with us taking liquidity from the upside, with us having an amazing, perfect looking liquid, I'd say, Bitcoin downside, as you can clearly see, guys, that Bitcoin has started actually by first of all putting the low at 60k, I'd say 59.8 on this chart, and we after that, look at this. Look at the technicality of having such amazing liquidity. Whenever you see, not only do we have a low and then after that consecutive higher lows, but it's literally picture perfect. So we literally made the low at 59k, but then we made this low that was put at, say, at the end of February, close to 69.4. The one after is like a little bit above it. The one even after that is like a little bit above, and also this one. So it's literally picture perfect for Bitcoin to give us a sudden drop. However, as I always tell you guys, I will never ever tell you to randomly sell. I'm not predicting Bitcoin to drop to 60. I'm going to be just saying that if you manage to catch a short, just always keep them open. You might get lucky, and by lucky I mean like literally technically lucky, by holding it and then literally seeing Bitcoin drop. I always made it clear that if Bitcoin fails to hold 71k, if we fail to hold the value area high, which is currently sitting around 71.4, the more we lose it and the more we drop lower, the higher I'd say the likelihood of dropping to 60. Again, I'm not calling for Bitcoin to drop to 60. All I'm saying is that technically, I'd be surprised if Bitcoin never ever goes back to 60. I cannot tell you whether it's going to be happening in a matter of minutes, hours, months, or even weeks. However, to be honest, I just want you guys to always keep that at the back of your mind as professional traders. I would love if my viewers are able to hold the short, any kind of short, even a little one, and then you become having an amazing winner, a higher time frame short, if I may say so. However, right now, let's talk about the lower time frame. After we got the point across, hopefully everybody understood that I will never predict such thing. However, I'm expecting that on the lower time frame to higher time frame even horizon. However, let's just right now step on the lower time frame scale, because obviously I do think about long in Bitcoin. Even though it may sound contradictory, but I always tell you guys, like, even though I can have a bearish kind of macro time frame point of view, I will obviously will never be trying to short Bitcoin while we are dropping. When we're dropping, it's only made for looking to either avoid obviously longing, or you actually look to short. However, on the lower time frame, as a trader, as a day trader, I'll always also obviously be trying and testing out long zones. So let's start with the most obvious little time frame one, which is obviously taking out the current day low. We got a daily low here with the NY session open. This could be the littlest, most, I guess, weakest, most scalpy time frame long, where we go below 69, but then we actually go higher. That would be maybe a tiny bit for fun as a trade, to be honest. However, the bigger ones, the most important ones, are actually revisiting the lows and also the section of 68k to 67.5k, where we got the NPOC, the point of control, and also the daily, with also these amazing liquid lows that were put at, say, on Sunday to Monday open. So I'd said this is an important zone. We either catch a long from 67 to 68k, or we actually, and that's an important point, whenever I mention a setup, a long setup, and we see the failure to get that setup, so let's just say we go back to here and then we lose it, that, to be honest, would be me expecting lower on Bitcoin. So if we do not get a long at 68k, we see the failure, the break, and never reclaiming 68k, I'm going to be waiting for 66 and 65.9. And also similar to that, this is also a potential little, not the best, but also a little kind of long setup zone at 65.9. If this is lost, I will obviously be then calling for the, I'd say, the alert, the red signals for potentially waiting for 60. Again, I will never ever allow you guys to be shorting the loss of 68 or even shorting the loss of 65.5. As professionals, I will be happy holding short if this happens. However, I wouldn't be just randomly shorting the breakdown. Quite the opposite. I might be open for testing out a long. So right now, I'm not calling for total bearishness. All I'm saying is that holding 71.5 is bearish, and then just keep on losing 68 and then lose 66, and then all of a sudden Bitcoin can be going back to 60k as an obvious thing that might happen. Again, I won't be shorting, but I'll be directionally short and bearish. And obviously once we go back below to 60 to even 58k, that would be an amazing zone where everybody gets sad, everybody gets, I guess, bearish and starts selling sub 68k, and as traders will be looking to long for hopefully a fake out. I'd say that is too far away to be talking about. I go live every single day, so let's just leave it at that. But also ETH would be dropping massively. Again, guys, I've been bearish on Ethereum against Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin goes back, and I've said it quite a lot, if Bitcoin, just assume that Bitcoin goes to 60k, that would be almost a 15% drop. So just imagine that if Bitcoin drops, simultaneously ETH against Bitcoin drops, let's just say 20%. So add the 20 with the 15 to get how much ETH can drop for, and that would be essentially losing a third of its value. As you can clearly see, taking ETH sub 1500 even to, like, I'd say 1300. Again, I'm not telling you to sell short, be scared, but just be smart about it by holding shorts and being cautious about holding longs for long-term time views. Again, this could be all changed all of a sudden by just Bitcoin's, ability to go back above 71.5. So everything that I've said is not a prediction, but rather a technical point of view, because we've literally failed and failed and failed again, guys, to actually hold down and reclaim 71.5. Thank you guys for being legends, and also sorry for, I guess, being a bit late, but I guess that didn't change or hurt us much, because obviously I managed to go live at the NY Open, so that is pretty much what we need to go live for. So let me quickly, I guess, stop talking a little bit and also focus on the local time frame. Let me put an alert here just to get a better, I guess, I'll get alerted once Bitcoin starts actually losing the zone. Again, it does not look perfect as a higher time frame thing. I'd much rather wait for lower. It's not the most obvious kind of clearest trade to be taken. Again, why? Because yes, it is the daily low, but there's no other support other than it being the daily low. And obviously because this daily low was literally put, I'd say 2 hours before, 2 hours ago. So it's not the best kind of thing to happen, but I'm open for obviously testing it out and potentially taking a trade. Give me a second, guys, before I start reading the comments. Let's go and just do something very quickly. And let me put also a, I guess, horizontal ray to, like, I guess, visually see the fake out that may happen here. On the 15-minute time frame, obviously somebody would be preferring to go also below this low. If it was up to me, I would go even below that and retest this zone, where I said that this would be a good support zone for either seeing it, offering us a long, or obviously, and that's the beauty of mentioning setups and mentioning long zones, you always gotta know, guys, that whenever I kind of allude to, or I mention quite obviously and explicitly, I mention a long zone, a potential setup being at a certain zone, in this matter, or in this case, it's 68k. If I tell you that a long zone, if I tell you that, or if I don't take a setup, and obviously Bitcoin does not offer us a long trade here, always like be at the understanding that obviously Ahmed is kind of alluding to that if Bitcoin loses 67, he'll be expecting 66, unless what? Unless Bitcoin reclaims it. So obviously the reason why I'm also like wanted to make this point pretty clear is because obviously whenever I say, and that is something that many and many I guess beginners fall into and misunderstand, whenever I say or tell you guys that if Bitcoin loses this, or let's just say Bitcoin loses it. So assuming that we have opened the live stream with Bitcoin being below 67.8, okay? So obviously the video and the live streams after that will be me saying that while below this, I'll be expecting this. So hopefully get the point that, I mean, again, I have said this a lot, but trust me, there are many and many beginners that would love and would need to hear this said every single week. So whenever I tell you guys an if statement, whenever I tell you that we need A to be true, and while A is true, I'm expecting B, obviously, and that's not to, I mean, for me to protect myself, but that is genuine, I mean, point of view as a real trader, not someone who's like, who wants to look nice in front of the camera and have predictions all of a sudden be correct. I will never ever predict nothing. I'm always open for the market and price action to actually change. And with that being said, all I mean is that whenever I tell you that let's just say Bitcoin has lost 68, I'm going to be calling for 66 while 68k is resistance. That doesn't mean that I'm expecting 66. I'm expecting 66 if 68 is not reclaimed, and obviously I don't want you guys to be randomly shorting the breakdown below. Yeah, I mean, every, I guess, long time viewer would know what to do once we are in a bearish zone, as I like to call them, but that wouldn't mean exactly that you need to short randomly. I mean, if you know what we're doing here, you can be doing it smartly by actually obviously like waiting for a drop and then looking for some sort of a little pump that may take you then for a bigger short. So I mean, I've covered this quite extensively. I always talk about potential trades. Don't worry, I guess if you don't, that's maybe that's something wrong for me to say, but trust me, if you didn't get what I was talking about, just watch me every single day. I'll probably mention a setup, I mean, one or two setups once we lose 68 as a potential short. But if you want to actually understand the logic and also the way I look for trades, then like hopefully get that point pretty clear. Give me 3 seconds here, and then we'll be doing something very quickly. Give me a second. All right, so let me start here in the comments. We got Wayne, obviously. Thank you for being first. That's a first for a very long time. We got Balski, Orientenbra, Alexander Dragon, saying he's waiting for 68.8. All right, very I guess interesting that Bitcoin didn't take out the liquidity but then jumped on higher. Also, I forgot to open up Exo. Seems like it. So let me pull it up while I'm reading the comments. And also, before I read the comments, let me do something very quickly. Sorry guys, I'm managing and doing lots of stuff, so I guess let me yeah, hold on a second, hold on 3 seconds. Yep, so I think that is good. We press on this, I want to press on that, and yep. So we got the exit chart pulled up. We are getting longs and buys as the Bitcoin price is pumping. That is to be expected, to be honest. I mean, obviously, whenever we pump, it's obviously either shorts getting wrecked or buying powers and purchases coming in. So, yeah. So we got Christian, Joao again. Thank you guys. Dive, Wasim, alaikum salam. If my TA hits right, Trump won't hit the market with positive news tomorrow on the speech. Okay. Alaikum salam. Thank you, Bureau. Action Tours. I think we're just in the distribution phase. First the range, then the liquidity, then the rejection, then the fair enough. Good evening, brother. Lost money on a long attempt through stop loss. Tried long in the fake out of the value area low. Value area low. I guess that is quite subjective. So I think like I'm not sure which one we're talking about here. I'm assuming if I'm going to assume you might have tried this, if that's true. Yep. Other than that, let's see. All right, so the high of the day is very far away. It's literally sitting at around 71.4. So unless something crazy happens, I'm not expecting us to go as far as here. Regarding maybe the closest kind of little potential scalpy timeframes, I mean, if we're always open to take some to taking some trades. Sorry for stuttering. All right, so hold on. We got this zone, pretty interesting. All right, so this zone has like some liquidity from the upside. We obviously got the point of control, and we also got 70k now being flipped as resistance. So I'm not ruling out, maybe in front of you guys for fun, I'm not ruling out the potential. Hold on, let me call it something like high volume area. I'm not ruling out the potential where we, and again, I just made up the idea now, so, or I thought about it now, where we take out the relative highs, and then we go above 70. The higher the better. I mean, the anchored view up is a bit higher, so it's not the most preferred thing. Obviously, if I cheat a little bit and I move it to the side, it looks nicer. So let's just assume we are looking for a scalp. So yeah, this looks nice for a little potential scalp. We fake out 70, we go above the relative highs that were put around noon, and also just hit the anchored view up. Something to be looking for, maybe playing out a little scalpy range. So we take out a short, or take a short from the top, and then maybe look for something lower. I'm not sure, maybe. So I got an alert, I got order flow on, and that would be pretty much it. We don't need to, I guess we just need to wait. So give me a second here. I'm going to switch to trading gold and just wait for Bitcoin to come back to normal. Fair enough, fair enough. I mean, that is a very, very smart thing. Only if, again, only if, guys, you've tried trading gold before. Yep. So I don't want you guys to, just because you are bored or tired, for you just to go and lose your money on a different asset. Again, like, waiting wouldn't hurt nobody. So that is also an option to consider. Can you help me understand why Bitcoin bounced from 69 on the 24th March, please? Okay, 24th. Again, so closest quick answer would be that you shouldn't waste your time trying to understand why such move happened. It is what it is, literally. Yeah. But if I was to give you an answer, obviously, like, I think what you mean is like, why did it exactly hit this section? I wouldn't be able to tell you. All I can say is that we had obviously thought about longing, which we failed to do so because of the same reason that made Bitcoin quite, I guess, move higher, which is like going below 70, be it extended quite a lot below. So below 70, if I was just to pull a volume profile here, I would assume it hit the value area section. Yes, so I've literally made a video about it. So we got the volume value area section of the previous kind of consolidation. We have went above, went back, took out liquidity from sub 70, while also probably, like, if I pull up the order flow again, that I would love to check it out. I'm not sure. I wasn't even monitoring the chart after that. That happened after we ended up the stream. So let me make sure it's on. Yep. So let me go on a 1 hourly time frame, and here let's just see on the 15-minute time frame what kind of order flow we got. Maybe nothing that interesting. I'm not assuming nothing. I would love to check it out. Hold on a second. So not interesting, to be honest. So I wouldn't say that order flow was kind of contributing to Bitcoin's pump. Nothing was majorly like, we weren't getting lots of short at the bottoms for Bitcoin to trap them. So I would just say that it's the usual thing that we have seen before, where we actually build value and then extend higher. We go back, hit the value area section, we faked out 70. An added confluence would be obviously the high, the FIB golden pocket. Again, I don't literally use it as a confluence, but as a final kind of cherry on top. But again, that is pretty much it. Yeah. So I guess this is helpful. Again, I would point you towards, you probably watched this frequent, but the video where I made, which I spoken about, which is like one of those strategy ones. Pretty much all of them are similar. So you just watch one of them and you'll get why like Bitcoin has bounced from where it bounced from. Give me a second here. Yep. So let me go back to the chart. All right, so I think that it would be nice for Bitcoin to fail, give us a short, and then we'll do this. To be honest, I would love for this to happen, but maybe that it wouldn't. So let's just wait and see. Again, maybe we can scalp it together. Shorted 71.3 with stop loss at Monday's high. Took out 50% of the amazing. All right, so what thoughts on changing stop loss to break even price compared to changing it to your entry? Personally, I prefer to move it to entry, break even. All right, so I actually kind of do the same because I always put the move the stop loss to entry when when I hadn't taken profits. So the first step that I do when managing a profitable trade is that I move the stop loss to entry. So it is also moving the stop loss to break even. Yep. So, but obviously, once I take profits, the stop loss to entry becomes stop loss and profit. So, how can you know? I don't know, but I'll keep reading the comments. How can you know the area hold? It go. I'm not sure what you mean. Hey, bro, what's up? Thank you, Speaky. Talbot, we got Sloth, we got Wasim. Sorry, I missed a few comments, so I'm going through them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What are your thoughts on 64k support? Okay, let me check it out again, guys. Like, obviously there's always potential to find some other support that I'm not like considering. I wouldn't say I'm not seeing it, but I'm not considering it. But why 64k? So I think the more helpful thing would have been to point me at reasons that make you think or see or view 64k as support, if you know what I mean. Yep. Because now with my naked eyes, I am not able to see why 64k would be seen as support. Again, guys, support is subjective. Support is kind of a cringy word that most beginners overuse. The only reason I say something is support because I'm looking to long it. I will never ever say support, but it's not long, if you know what I mean. Like, notice how I always like add those two together, because other than that, it's a useless thing. Yeah. Again, like the goal of learning TA is so you become a trader. I don't want to become an analyst that speaks nice. Arito, we got Steve. Good morning, guys. Big huggies. Good morning to you guys. Sishko, opening now long is a good option. What do the indicators say? I don't use indicators. Opening now is a good option. Trading has never been that simple. It's not about it being a good option or a bad option. It's about actually finding a trade. Like, the only reason you asked me is because Bitcoin started pumping. Come on, guys. We want to become professionals. Ahmed, did you cancel your long attempt from yesterday, or did you get stopped out? I actually moved my stop loss to entry, and it got stopped out. What does HVA means? HVA means high volume area. A thing I made up so I can remember that this section has a high volume. That's it. It's not that deep. Great trading champs. Can't wait to see trading millions like Carl Moon. Thank you, Ali Kev. From Peru. Thank you, Ernesto. You say don't bother understanding, but would it help anticipating such moves? I'm not saying don't bother understanding. I'm just saying that don't waste your time questioning why a move happened. Yeah. Obviously, technically, we can make. I guess we can gain some insight from viewing and understanding why such stuff happened, or how we could have again, maybe my words and my sentences aren't the most, I guess, representative of what I meant, because what I meant is, like, don't waste your time digging deeper and feeling confused of why the market did this to you. Like, why did Bitcoin move to 69? Why didn't I long, and why did it like pump after without me? So what I mean by that is, like, obviously it is nice and it's smart and it's actually a good thing to start going back and seeing. And again, that's what I mean exactly, that if you have a strategy, if you have a way of doing TA as I teach, for example, even if it's something different, the way I mean is, like, you can go back to a certain move and like start thinking, had I like thought about it again and again and again, could my tools and my way of thinking have caught this? Like, for example, now that you asked me about it, I went back and I used tools and ideas and theories that I actually use. So technically this would have been a move that maybe I could have catched, if you know what I mean. Yeah, or could have caught. Sorry, guys. Yeah. So that's what I mean. Like, don't feel confused, but it's fine for you to apply the regular tools and ideas on a certain previous move, so you can understand and maybe study it, so you obviously you can anticipate it in the future. Yep. Not anticipate it, but maybe just potentially be open for taking such moves again, because maybe using the word anticipate makes you kind of like sound as if you're predicting or expecting. Sorry guys, I'm trying to go back and read the comments. I still got a few, don't worry. Only 21 likes. Smash the likes, you know the deal. Thank you, Ernesto. All right, so okay, so Ernesto, he's in a short from 74. Amazing. We got Maggie. Thank you. As to why we pump or dump sometimes. All right, I think that I've answered that. Used to love gold trading or trading gold until all the exchanges hopped on. Now gold futures like too manipulated. Yeah, I don't know if you feel the same. To be honest, I'm not a gold trader, but I do get you. I do get what you're kind of like, because you have a strategy and you have a way of like feeling the asset, so it like feels different. It's like different. It's like trading a different asset if you are doing this or doing such thing. Uh, thanks, Vikrant. Hold on. So hello. If we do a volume profile pull at, if I think that's what you mean, from March the 19th, yeah, or the 19th of March. All right. So let me go and find, yeah, so I've done that. I've been doing those, so I'll put it on just to continue reading. We will notice the price returning to value area low. Is this real or just my dreams? Again, it's real because it's a fact that if you pull a volume profile from a certain or from this exact, I guess, timing, this would be us reclaiming the value area low. And obviously we can entertain this by saying that, oh, look at this, fake out value area low, go higher. So we have some kind of proof that this is sort of a valid kind of profile volume pull to anticipate moves up and down. So it's valid, but that is the slippery slope, if that's how it's said, of like using the volume profile. It's like it's too readily available, easy, and quite easy to apply, so that you will start looking at stuff and over analyzing stuff. Like, I look at this, like, notice how I only give so much value to the value area high and low, no pun intended, only within a very defined clear range. I'm not overusing the idea of value area low and high, because again, a value area low is more of a zone and it's more of a representation of the whole value area. It's not a certain support. I don't want you guys to be taking the value area lines, so the high and low, too seriously to a point where you start seeing them as support and resistance. They are merely a way of representing value and how price moving within value and actually expanding outside of value. Yep. So again, like, it is obviously a valid like pull, but that doesn't mean it is the best kind of value area low to be taken from. I only want to restrict myself to a very I guess a maximum amount of a minimum amount of viable pulls. And notice how, Hani, regarding your question, notice how I've literally taken this pull again and again and again. So I had applied this pull multiple times. So it's not something I didn't notice. I had used it, and now you're asking me about it. I noticed it. I used it. It's nothing to notice. It's like I applied this. I happen to have taken the same pull, but notice how I only just wanted to look at the volume nodes. Like, it doesn't matter as much where the volume value area low is. Yep. So hopefully you got the point. Yep. So I'd say, like, test out your style of using the pull or pulling volume profiles. Personally, I don't like to like play too much and like over care about the blue lines and the value highs and lows too much, if you know what I mean. Hi Ahmed, thank you, Nuno. Oil is dropping. Is it worth the watch? No, because we want to have a strategy and we want to learn how to become profitable with one asset. If you're not trying to, or if you're not comfortably a profitable, consistent trader on or trading Bitcoin, you're wasting your time looking at multiple different variants or assets, if I may say so. Yeah. Let me see what the S&P has been doing. All right, we pumped on the S&P open. Very interesting. Moving stop loss to entry has netted me so many losses. So I'm tempted to move it to break even price instead of on weeks. I need at least. Fair enough. Fair enough. Burning through my capital. Entry price isn't the same as break even price basically when you take. Yeah. So that is true, but it depends on your size and the way you take profits. Personally, just because I'm the kind of person that keeps trades open, I mean, for so much or for a very long time, I view the fee kind of input as I mean in the equation as something that maybe that would affect me, to be honest. So I mean, if it's not working, test out just taking or putting the stop loss in a little bit of profit just to cover the fees. It wouldn't be much, but it may make a difference if you are struggling off like losing just fees. Yeah, but again, losing fees is a good thing. Like it shows that, or losing on fees shows that you are probably like being consistent in like avoiding big losses, and that is the point. We want to take lots of losses, lots of little losses, so just one profitable trade would make up for any fees deduction from the entries. I mean, hold on. So, thank you guys for asking a lot of comments and questions. I mean, the area 71.5 is important, but how can I know if it breaks up or down? You guys, you will never ever be able to know. Trading is never that simple. So, you can't know. I really want to take fees into account, at least since I've been surprised how much losers end up losing me. Weeks adding the break-even price has been a godsend. Amazing, to be honest. I'm happy for you to be happy. Your take on siren coin shorting? I don't know. Overhauled how I approach scalps on weeks for sure. Amazing to hear that. I noticed on weeks they have a break-even price displayed along with open positions. Yep. What do you know, or what do you think? I said, what do you think? I think so. It's not incomplete, or it's incomplete. If we revisit or visit 68.8, then reclaim 69. 68.8, and yeah, it's viable. I've mentioned that, to be honest. Yeah, so if we take out 68.8, I would then be cautious or waiting for either a continuation lower, which is the most preferred scenario, or actually some sort of a little reclaim for a potential long. Not the best, but it's viable. Yeah, so it is a thing that I may consider. Yeah, but I would just love, again, I would love to catch a little scalpy time frame short here so we can enjoy doing nothing if Bitcoin keeps on falling through. Yep. So I'll try to be present for the next, let's just say 30 minutes or so, and we may get to have a trade. Do you see liquidity at 68.9? 68 point. Yeah, yeah. Not the biggest, guys. Again, like, thank you for asking me, because obviously, yes, so we got a low, but see, like, I want you guys to understand that had Bitcoin not done what it has done today, which is like putting these relative lows, this wouldn't be a major kind of liquidity zone, or I wouldn't call it liquidity. Again, guys, I said it yesterday, like, liquidity as a word has become borderline cringe. Every person who was just getting into I guess understanding how to trade better and more realistically would be overusing and not overlooking, like, looking or finding liquidity in places that there isn't liquidity. Again, there's technically liquidity everywhere, guys. Again, like, liquidity is becoming borderline cringy to be saying, to be honest, because, like, okay, technically any price at any cent there's liquidity, but just because we want to be professionals and also have a winning strategy, we're not going to be calling every high and low liquidity. It's never that simple, guys. But to give you a better pointer of how to eliminate the non or not the unimportant quote unquote so-called liquidity, you shouldn't necessarily care about the lows that were put, I mean, before, or pre-impulsive move. So notice how Bitcoin didn't sorry guys, much consolidation before pumping up. So there weren't, the theory goes that there weren't a chance for many traders to open longs, so for this to be a very viable high liquid kind of stop loss hidden zone, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I guess stop calling it liquidity, maybe look at it as a low with a fake out potential. But trust me, like, it's only strong now because technically, like, this consolidation may have prompted those that longed this little zone to, instead of hiding their stop loss below 69, to go and just hide it a bit below this low. So if you know, that's my way of thinking about it. Like, I always try to get into the psyche of like other traders and take those into consideration. So give me a second. Yep. So, all right. So hopefully you got the point. gold was always manipulated. Worked in an investment bank, I think you mean, in the precious metal trading department. Precious metals got traded back and forth with no actual delivery. That wouldn't be manipulation. That would be just markets moving and buying and selling. So if you know what I mean, like I wouldn't say that is manipulation. And again, guys, even manipulation is like a also like a cringy word kind of like, because nobody's like manipulating nothing. Nobody's is against you. Nobody wants to steal the $100 you're trading with, if you know what I mean. So basically analyze moves, but don't over analyze. In simple terms, like majorly oversimplified, but that is true. Ahmed, thank you for yesterday. We took the long. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I'm now short from the value high. I mean, that is amazing to hear. We got Wayne with the link. Thank you, Wayne. Again, guys, if somebody wants to actually move and sign up to Weeks, again, it is an important thing to be moving and migrating to trading, tailor-made exchanges for trading. So again, I do definitely recommend Weeks. As Action Tourist had said, it has now implemented a feature where you can see the break-even point and moving the stop loss to break even. As I said, guys, it definitely helps with becoming a day trader. It's tailor-made for trading, so it has all of the features that you may need with the lower fee structure. Again, I don't want to point out, but I have to point out because that's the best feature that made made a difference in my profitability, which is having the ability to isolate and also separate every trade. So instead of having to close a successful long to open a new short, I can leave the long open and open a separate trade without them being affected. So I can have 3 shorts open for the past couple of months and then add a little long. If the long succeeds, I can keep them open, so I can have many profitable trades. I want you always, guys, to be understanding, and I want to teach you guys how to maximize long-term profitability by what? By always having winners continuing for long. That is how I actually caught the all-time high short from 125.4. And then after that, I took one, I'd say maybe in November, at 106, and then after that 96k. So, and all done in front of you guys. I'm never claiming to be the best. I actually lose quite a lot of trades. My success rate does not succeed or exceed 70%, so I lose a lot. So I lose anywhere from like 3 to 7 trades per 10 trades, but I make a lot of money because if one just trade hits big, I'm able to hold onto it as a profitable trade, so that I make a lot of money and I guess make up for the losses that were taken by the trades. I always tell you to maximize, or I guess don't be over caring about how many trades you lose. Like, just take quick hits. Yeah. And again, like, hopefully I'm in discussion with them. We'll be running a trading competition, hopefully, as we do every single beginning of the month. So obviously the April trading competition will begin in, I'd say, 7 days. So that is a nice chance always at the end of the month for those that are looking to migrate over to Weeks. Obviously the link is an affiliate link, so I'm obviously just going to I have nothing to sell you, but if I was to give you an affiliate link to something that would support the channel, I would be talking about the exchange that I actually use for a living. So I guess that is a good deal to be offering. Again, guys, you get the highest bonus. You get to be eligible for any trading competition, and Weeks is no KYC, so the transition is very easy. But thank you, Wayne, for reminding me. I do a poor job at mentioning that. It's interesting to me how much volume basically makes people pivot so easily. Not necessarily unreasonable, though, I guess. Go where the money is. Kind of. I mean, I don't want you guys to be easily flipping or flip-flopping just because we are pumping or dumping. Especially because I've noticed, and that could be because the community is getting too excited to trade every single day, so that they drop to the 1 minute time frame and they start I guess like waiting for the NY open. All right, let me put on the Champs Crypto live stream. Let me go on a 1 minute time frame and let's just, I guess, over hyper analyze every single pump and dump. So I guess, guys, like, you can view the price action at whatever time frame suits you, as long as it does not make you change the setups you're waiting for and the daily plan you had made. And regarding daily plan, I actually made a new free Telegram channel that I actually post once a day to give you guys my daily plan in the morning pre-stream. Maybe Wayne is too nice for him, or I mean to him to send you guys and comment with the link. So maybe let's just see. Or let me read your take on Siren Coin. I don't know what Siren Coin is, brothers. So stop asking me, please. Hey Ahmed, have you ever ran into this market maker algos changing in April? No idea. No idea. Zero idea, to be honest. Yes, Bitcoin is boring, but if one take trades like Ahmed, my short still open, my long is open. Amazing. What a legend. That is how it's always supposed to be done. You hold a short from higher, you hold a long from lower, just take profits on both of them, and you're literally invincible. Like that literally annoys a little bit. Like I literally get one negative comment maybe every 2 weeks or a month. That is amazing. So thank you guys for being overly nice and I guess positive. However, the only one negative comment is usually about how this guy is always talking about he cannot lose. Like I always say in my videos and live streams, I got this and that. So if this happens, I'll make money. If that happens, I'll make money. It sounds confusing, and it also sounds like as if I'm kind of protecting my back from like haters, but I'm not doing so. It's the genuine, I guess, strategy that I actually use and teach. So thank you. All right, so we are getting close to the bottom of the comment section. In success rate or necessary change in approach, I'm not sure. Hey mate, quick question. Can you show me how you responded to the pump from yesterday trade? I'm trying to learn manage winning trades. I appreciate it. Thank you, Ibrahim. Again, I've said it that we had caught a long that was taken from, I think, here. Yep. And then that made Bitcoin amazingly pump to here. I only took a little bit portion of profit and then moved my stop loss to entry, and then the rest did not live for long. Why didn't I close 50, or why didn't I even close it fully? Because obviously if you had seen the video from yesterday or the live stream from yesterday, you would have understood that this wasn't a scalp. Yani I wanted to enter here in the idea and the hope that it goes to 74. So I'm quite happy that I didn't take many or much profit, and I got my stop loss hit at entry. Why? Because if I start all of a sudden taking trades which were made or which had the idea and the premise of holding for an extra 3-4k move, a 4%, and all of a sudden I start closing whenever we pump, trust me, this would be your sign for you to blow your whole account, because you are literally taking lots of little profits, but one big loss would quite literally like lose you a lot of money. So you have to be proud of yourself following the rule. If anybody who took the trade with me yesterday, you either should have made little profits or moved the stop loss to entry and the stop loss got hit. I don't want you guys to overly randomly taking profits too quickly. I don't want to make it seem as if I caught a long the pumped Bitcoin. Let me just see. It pumped Bitcoin like almost 1.2%, where I had hoped for an extra 4%. And I don't want to make it seem as if, oh, I posted about it, it is a successful trade, look at him, he's amazing. No guys, I'm not going to be taking this or counting this as a content win. I'm happy because it moved the price up. It was a technical valid price move. However, obviously the market chose, and it's not up to me, it chose to get hit again or get pushed back again by the value area high. So at least we know why I think happened, but I would have wished for the price to go higher. But again, this is why we don't trade based on wishes or expectations. We trade what the market gives. So I guess it is what it is, and it's something that you should celebrate. What's your thoughts on 64k as a support? I've answered that, but I was gone. Yeah, so I think you commented and then you shut down the video. I said that I don't know why it will be support, but if you have a view on it, yeah, you practice religion, very unrelated, but yeah, 71.3, 71.4, and then short to okay. So brother, we got our brother, our nice brother, whose name is Live Trader Aman, I guess, and he is literally gave us a blueprint to where Bitcoin will be going, and he literally leaked the price action for the past or for the next couple of days. So he said, again, guys, come on, we're professionals here. Don't give me your random predictions. Yeah, so he said that Bitcoin will pump to 71.3 and then short to 65.6 and then long with a stop loss to target 74. This is, with all due respect, and I genuinely mean it with respect, is the highest levels of BS. With all due respect, again, like, hopefully don't take it in a bad way. I genuinely mean it to actually help you and help your life and help you in a professional environment where I'm totally against this. Why? Because you are like given predictions. You're not given setups that can be taken to be making money. You're only like sharing directional thoughts, which is like totally baseless and totally invalid. Trust me, if this happens, the core issue would remain to be true. It's not about, I mean, the closest thing that you may reply with now is just you're going to be telling me, okay, just wait and see. We'll watch. I don't want to wait. I don't want to see. I don't want to remember your name. I don't want to remember your comment. I mean, again, I mean it with respect, but as a genuine like brother, I want to say it. Like, I always get those comments, like a random person that rarely ever comments will just pop up with no hi, with no hello, and will just type in a prediction. I forget that prediction. I don't care about the prediction, and then 8 days after or 20 days after, he comes back without me remembering his name. He tells me, didn't I tell you that Bitcoin would do this and this and that? Brothers, sisters, stop wasting your time. I'm not going to be remembering your name just because you are writing random expectations and also or predictions, and also this is totally wrong to do. I mean, you're welcome to write them because, I mean, you were respectful, so you didn't say something wrong to me personally, but you also like did the biggest kind of mistake that any person can do, which is like thinking that if you learn technical analysis, you are able to predict the price action. This is wrong, guys. TA is only for coming up with setups. These aren't setups. I mean, the inflection points are, so like, you could have done it better. You could have said, okay, that if Bitcoin goes here, I'm going to be taking a short. If Bitcoin goes here, I'm going to be taking a long. If Bitcoin goes to 74, I'm going to be taking a short. Which by the way, are all levels I teach and have spoken about. So you probably just saw them and you are mentioning the line. So I'm not against, and notice how, I'm not saying that 71.4 isn't resistance. It is. And you probably like I'm not saying you've learned from me, but you're probably like doing some sort of similar TA. Yeah. I'm not saying that this is not a longable zone. It is. It's support. Also, this one, I mean, every single line you said, or every single, price point you've mentioned are all stuff that I deem tradable as setups. But I will never ever combine them in a way that makes me seem as if I'm foreseeing the future. This is totally wrong. And I'm only saying it to benefit you and also stop you from losing money, and also because it's very cringy to just start randomly sharing your random predictions in the comment sections. I didn't ask if I will never stop a person from commenting, but trust me, guys, stop commenting these. Like, they're very annoying. At least say hi. Yep. It's like I'm not talking to you, but trust me, there's like some people feel cool by just coming in without saying hi, sharing random price actions, predictions, and then just leaving. And then also the coolest I guess moment is that when they come back 20 days after, thinking I remember the name because they made a prediction. Guys, don't waste your time, please. You gave the short from 106 in September, from 89 in October, I think, and 96 in December, waiting for the next one to happen because those trades make the real money. Yeah. First of all, thank you, Vikrant, for being here and for watching for as long as you've done, and for remembering those kind of times. And that just proves to you that trading is about showing up every single day. It's not about taking trades and predicting every single thing. I mean, it's not my fault that Bitcoin has been literally ranging for 2 months, but trust me, time will give you chances. Trust me. That's why I always tell you, don't be bothered by losing 5 times in a row, or losing out of 10 trades. you lose 7 or 8, because I know that I need just one big one, and I'm not. It sounds like I'm a gambler. Oh, I need just the biggest one. I need one big hit, but statistically and mathematically, I need to lose a lot because I'll catch a big winner. Not because I'm smart, maybe because I'm a little bit, but it's because I actually, my system and my strategy requires holding trades for long. And obviously, I take a lot of trades. Bitcoin once in a month or once in a week gives us a big move. So the likelihood of a big move occurring with me holding a trade in that direction is almost guaranteed, if you know what I'm saying, guys. So it's not about me looking smart, it's about Bitcoin ranging, but also obviously it probably does an amazing strong move once every month or so, even if it takes 2 months in both of those cases, by the way. So the probability that, I mean, it is nice, and it's like it's not the most common I guess thing to happen where I actually start shorting from the top, but it was literally borderline impossible as Ahmed to see Bitcoin dump from 97 to 60k without me having made any sort of big large amounts. This time we were amazing together because we shorted the top. But even if it wasn't the top movement, like we could have shorted the value high, point of control, 90k fake out, value high loss, anything. I'm just going through them to give you the idea of like what I mean by that. Hopefully you got the point. Give me a second. All right, so let me go back to reading the comments. Let's just see. Sorry guys, I'm not done yet. The prediction took a while to I guess rebuttal or to talk about. Do you have a long area of interest? Yeah, I do, and especially when the live stream is like an hour long. Trust me, I already have said them. Send it. Thank you, Tindo. Biro, did y'all long? Not me. Are you still learning more or trying to maximize your win rate even more? I know other traders that while trading also try to pivot. I wouldn't make such like strong pivot by going to grid bots or like building an AI or whatever. But I'm obviously like noticing patterns and changing, doing little tweaks. I almost rarely do I make a big, I guess, change. It's working, so I don't need to go for a major overhaul. Let me read the comments. I see you guys laughing, so thank you. Yep, leaked price, the highest degree of cap. He's an insider. Imagine if it happens. It's JP himself. Thank guys for having a nice humor, I guess. But what if it was Michael? He might be right. All right, all right. Thank you guys. Hello there. Hope you are doing okay. Learned from my mistakes. Thanks for being there for us. Thank you, El Nacho. Thank you for showing up. Thank you guys for being amazing here. Hello. Wanted to ask if you ever pay attention to candlesticks patterns, especially at key levels. Thank you, Yasser. I never ever care about patterns, any kind of patterns. Anything that has the word pattern in it, I will never ever use. Not because I'm blindly against it, but I know what you're talking about. Shooting star, hammer candle, whatever. They're all baseless and useless. Yeah, the shape of the candle is just telling us a story based on the lower time for. Based on what happened in the market. That's it. So hold on a second. Give me 3 seconds here. What are your thoughts on instead of taking 50, taking 70? To be honest, I'd much rather you go lower than higher. So if I'm taking 50 as a first TP and letting the rest run, I think that what could be an interesting thing to maybe reconsider in my strategy is taking less profits. I wouldn't increase the profit taken in my own personal opinion, but maybe you can try it. But I'd say that try testing out taking little before you test out higher than 50. Maybe just test them out both and let me know. I understand your explanation. Thank you for your time. I have just one more small question. No worries. You can ask how many questions you want because my literal love is actually answering comments and educating and actually having a fun time with you guys, both a fun and also an informative time. So never ever feel the need to, I guess, make it a point to thank me and then ask a different question. You can thank me, but it's not a needed thing, to be honest. Okay, all right. So the question was, sorry for the long, I guess, intro. The question was, we are still using the same volume profile that we set on the, okay, even though we've used it several times, or are you using it on a larger 4-hour time frame? Again, time frame is irrelevant for volume profile. Volume profile is a tool that is taken from a certain range or a certain period to another. So if it's taken from the 1st of Feb to the end of Feb, no matter what time frame we're looking at it, it wouldn't change much. It does change a little bit because of the difference in the candles, but just say it doesn't change at all. Yeah, just to understand it. And your second part of the question was, I forgot what it was, but it's like, even though we've used it several times, using it several times is irrelevant. What's relevant is price action, and as long as Bitcoin remains in the same consolidation or range, I will say, or I will still use the same volume profile range, if you know what I mean. Okay, so for fundeds, your strategy isn't good in general. For own capital and multi-trades, it's the best. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I'm open for any kind of feedback, because obviously I'm not a funded guy or a funded account guy. So I would be open for getting such info, to be honest, because it's not a thing that I totally delved into. What's up, champs? You skipped my earlier question on volume profile scale settings. Okay, so my bad. Yeah, I did miss it. So what's up, champs? I need help with your volume profile scale settings. I'm not sure what you mean by scale, but if you're referring to the settings, it's just changing this to 500. Yeah, so it's all default. That's it. Unless I'm misunderstanding your question, because I'm not sure what you mean by scale. But you have to treat fundeds differently. Fair enough. Hanma would hate the candlesticks patterns. I'm not sure who's Hanma, but maybe. Nice. Thank you, Travis. Who was your mentor for trading, or were you self-taught? I was self-taught, but I wouldn't say, oh, look at me, I'm cool, I don't have a mentor. I wish I had one, to be honest. I'd prefer to have a business mentor, but again, mentors like very weird. Like I don't know where people can find them. So amazing dump, kind of. Again, guys, if you are on the 1 hourly time frame, okay, I think you're referring to the dump from 71. So maybe I think I need more context, but I'm happy for you to think it's amazing, brother. Statistically, 1-to-1 or 1-to-2 setups with a higher win rate is the best for passing. Fair enough. Again, I'm not going to be questioning that. Yeah, I think yes, because fundeds, you have a drawdown, like a maximum drawdown per day and a maximum drawdown in general. So you cannot handle going 10% below, I guess, your capital. So yeah, that is true. Countless more examples to pull, where we then tend to bottom after. I'm not sure what you mean, to be honest. Okay, sorry, I read only the second half because you seem to always put them in a thread of comments. It's fine. To all pattern trades, still somewhere here on the channel. Look at the top on ETH when Bitcoin was... I don't care, to be honest. Here, hello, are you long or short now? I'm neither. Thank you again. Thank you, Hani. No worries. Hi, Ahmed. Is there anything new on the order flow? I think you mean. Order flow, let me quickly take a look. Nothing major, to be honest. Again, for those that maybe just came in after the second half of the live, what I'm looking for as a scalp is maybe looking as a fake out of 70 for a little short. Maybe, yeah, that's it. Like, we either fake it out or reclaim it and pump and retest 71 again. Other than that, that is the only closest trade I'm open for. So you essentially gamble long or short at the lines you draw on the chart. At most of your trades, just stop out. No. Your comment is flawed with lots and lots of misassumptions to a point where I'm not able to literally point a certain wrong in it. So I'm not gambling. I'm not randomly long, shorting. The lines I draw it's an oversimplification of my years of learning TA and order flow. So it's not the lines that I draw. It's like actual zones that have, I guess, statistical edge. And most of my trades just stop out. No, trading itself realistically needs or requires, it's borderline impossible. I would go as far as say it's impossible to have a over 70% success rate or win rate over a horizon of 3 years, or maybe a year even. Yeah. So it's not because of my own fault, it's because of literally trading. The only reason why you may see or think that is it's maybe wrong or bad is because of misassumptions and also wrong ideas being shared by others, fake traders, and people who are I guess have no clue what trading is about. They talk more than they trade, if you know what I mean. uh Give me a second here. Give me 2 seconds, I guess. Sorry, guys. All right. Hanma was the Japanese trader who invented candlesticks. Bokaya or Bokia, hold on, has been 2 to 3 months old viewer. Surprised how he summarized that. I mean, to be honest, I'm surprised that you also know how long he's been a viewer for, unless it says on his username. Not sure if it does, but yeah, I do think he's like is a longer kind of time viewers, and I'm not surprised. It's fine, to be honest, guys. As long as the comment is respectful, it's alright to get stuff wrong. I mean, he only wrote it for me to correct him and maybe like say it's right or wrong, so it's fine. I mean, obviously, it's an assumption that a person can get wrong. It's okay. Yep. Yep. So hold on a second. I think we're done with comments. That's nice. Let me see what ETH has been doing. All right. So just because I deleted that line, if ETH loses, or sorry, if Bitcoin continues to drop, say like this, with Bitcoin dropping like here, if we go to 68, that will probably also have ETH hitting this zone. That will be the next zone of interest, where we either, and then again, it's only I guess contingent upon Bitcoin also hitting its own support, but also bouncing off of that zone. If Bitcoin was to bounce off of 68, not lose and dump, that would potentially look like something like that also too on Ethereum, where we go sub 20,000 and then again, but that is a very big assumption. I don't want you guys to be only caring about the drawings I do. I will never ever tell you that I'm expecting this and expecting that and expecting that. I'm just going to be putting an alert. I do have an alert here below, and just watching what happens and how both Bitcoin and ETH react to such zone getting hit. Yep, that is a very basic concept. Again, the beauty of like ETH dropping and Bitcoin failing to go above 76 is that we are still within, as I've mentioned in the beginning, we are still within the potential hypothesis of like, of ETH against Bitcoin holding down the POC, potentially just waiting to lose the value area low of this consolidation. Let me show you. That's what I got in yellow, by the way, just the box of value area. Because like once we lose the value area low, it is probably the time where where ETH starts the dump. Again, I'm borderline predicting this. I've been predicting this for a while. I like to say the word predicting, kind of, but I'm not really predicting it. All I'm saying is that while this remains to be true, I'm expecting a 25 to 20% dump on ETH against Bitcoin. That would mean that the Bitcoin's dominance would go, much higher. That would mean that if this happens, and that probably would happen if Bitcoin dumps, if this happens, like if we start dumping 20% on the ETH against Bitcoin chart, while simultaneously Bitcoin it's having its own dump to 60k, as I said in the beginning of the live, this plus that would literally contribute to every single altcoin getting crushed. We'll start with ETH because obviously this is an ETH chart, so it's easy to calculate or assume. So the closest assumption would be ETH. So as I said, 15% here plus 20%, that would be 35% down on ETH. Guys, please don't take it as if I'm telling you to sell. Take it as if I'm telling you directionally that if you catch an amazing short, just hold it. Like if somebody has a short from like 2300, for the love of God, don't don't close it. It's fine if it hits stop loss at entry. It's fine. Like lose money on fees, or even put it a bit below so you don't lose money on fees. Like be okay with it if this happens, because trust me, it's more likely. And think about it. Think about likelihood as a money making way. Are you okay with making $0 with a chance of that chance happening? I'd say let me make a number up. 50%. If the other, I mean, look at this from an expected value and an expected outcome. If the other chance, which is also going to or dropping to like 1,300, let's just say makes you, let me make a number up, $5,000, for example, 5K with a potential of 50-50. A question to you guys. Hopefully, guys, you understand that this field is math heavy, but most YouTubers are too fake and too dumb to understand math. So they just go towards the easiest kind of scammy, clickbaity stuff to get you guys loving them and having higher subscriber count. I would much rather stick below 10K, and I've done that literally on my Arabic channel. I'm close to reaching 1,000 videos without getting 10K subs. I don't care. I don't need them. I'm just saying, like, truthfully, what matters is actually getting the idea and the education across. So if I was to ask you guys, just theoretically, obviously it's not that simple. I don't know the percentages. I just made them up. But would you, if you are a gambler guy, and that's not gambling, but it's about math, would you take a chance of risking $0 in return of getting $5,000? Nobody would ever say no. I mean, obviously this is an easy example because I'm assuming somebody has a trade that is too far away with a stop loss entry. Let's just say, let me make it a bit more, harder of a gamble. Are you willing to risk losing, let's just say, $500, which is like a new trade you may have found here, or maybe you can find it, yeah, with a 50% chance to lose it, so for this scenario to happen, or also with this being the same thing, which is like making 5K with 50-50. Obviously this is an oversimplification. I made up the percentages. I just want you guys to understand the point, because even if this is lower than 50, if it's like 30% you make 5K, still higher than this. So hopefully you got the point, guys. Again, I want you guys to understand like that trading is about picking the best kind of probabilistic outcome that would make you the highest amount of money. It's not about expecting stuff. Maybe enter a short after it rises. Yes, but okay, so it's right, Travis. You should enter a short if it rises, but the question then goes to how you are able to find. So I guess fundamentally, without even looking at the chart, we all know, or we all should learn what risk management is, trade management, theories about learning money and money management, and what trading is about. These are the fundamentals that if I was able to make a full course on it, I will just spend maybe 20 hours covering all of that without even looking at the chart, by the way, guys. Those are fundamentally what trading is about. Once I'm done with that, I can make a quick 5-hour video explaining the little tools I use. Trust me, tools aren't important, or tools aren't as important as the fundamental basis of, I guess, knowing what trading is about. I know that it's boring. It doesn't get as many clicks. It doesn't get as many viewership, but I couldn't care less, to be honest. Anyhow. By the way, price can bounce also from the 50-day SMA, just as it did on Tuesday. Thank you, Victor. Personally, I don't use or look at the 50-day SMA, but I mean, thank you for sharing that. Renata's back. Thank you. And this is the point to catch short/long for longer, as we don't know what way Bitcoin will go. Hi. Thank you, Renata. Like yesterday, I caught the long and then got stopped out. Stopped over and over again. I think you should have got stopped out once, so you shouldn't you shouldn't fight against the trading and everything here. I want you guys to only attempt an idea, attempt a setup once, and then leave it. Give me a second. Yep. Give me a second. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing a comment. Yep. So that is the point. So anybody who has jumped in late, obviously, if you are a scalper, look at this zone for a potential long, this a zone for a potential short. I do prefer this one because directionally this could be the time where we move to 68. If we move to 68, this is a zone for either a potential trade or we see weakness and understand 66. So let's just say that if Bitcoin goes and gives us the short and then keeps on losing one support after another, I will be going crazy because that would be maybe our trade of the month or trade of the quarter, I guess. So if I have a 3k account, for example, with 10x leverage, how much would you risk per trade? It's irrelevant. Sorry, the leverage is irrelevant. Do you ever scale into orders? No. So that's a different question. Regarding your 3k, I will be saying that probably with 3k, you would want to risk somewhere between the vicinity of 1 to 5% because your capital isn't that high. So I will be maybe gearing towards a middle ground between those two. Maybe 2.5. 2.5 would be maybe hard for users. Do 2. Yeah, you need more data and you need to collect stats. So I can give you a pointer of where to start with, but then you will need to test out the both ends of the extremes of both end of the extreme, I guess, values, and then you will see which one is better successful for you. Again, if you are a person who always fails to close, or who always fails to keep open trades running for higher, maybe do the higher percentages. If you are a person who still lacks to respect stop losses, do the 1%. That's how you start with, and then you can gradually work on the other end until the system breaks. So you can, for example, you can start with 1, test out 1.5, 2, 3, and then whenever is best you can see. Other than that, what was your question? Yeah, so 1 to 5% from the 3k, regardless of what the leverage is. And thank you, Wayne. Yeah, so this video that Wayne linked, it answers all your questions. Not all your questions, but this specific question. Sorry guys, I think I missed a few comments. I'm more interested in those long form fundamental ideas. Thank you, and that just proves to you that you are a person who's willing to learn the tricky, unshine or not shiny, I guess, important stuff. Because trust me, the shiny is like strategy, liquidity, order flow, but that is pretty much less than I don't want to make a percentage of, but it's not important, as important. Or just interested on general, I should say. Thank you. My dream is to catch a trade for longer, so this way I am more calm. Yeah, hopefully. I just landed in Madrid from Dubai and took partial TP off my short. Amazing. The timing was crazy. I mean, you're a legend, and thank you for sharing, your successful trade. And also, let us know what you're doing in Madrid and what is the best place to go when we are visiting. I've been to Barcelona, but never to Madrid. I should go to Madrid. I mean, I support them. That is a very unimportant side note. Pretty much everybody knows that I support Real Madrid. I entered the short at 71. You're a legend, to be honest, Asif. So thank you for sharing the trade. I'm happy whenever the champs are making money. The whole premise and the whole idea of showing up every single day and going live every single day is that you guys gain more knowledge, but also make more money. I would love for everybody to get both of those amazing worlds. As you said, I am more and more realizing that risk management isn't the most important thing to make money. Is the most, yeah. Thank you, Christian. Thank you for this realization, and thank you for, I guess, appreciating a very much unappreciated fact that is literally, that goes almost unmentioned in the sphere of this crypto stuff. Like, had my content, and again, I will make it very clear that I do know that if I change my content, I call it Champs Gold or Champs Forex, many would be appreciating those stuff. But just because our community, and that is a good and bad thing at the same time, our community is like a mix of like traders, but also Bitcoin lovers slash coin investors. So like some of you guys would come in, and then I need to rewire your brain for a good while. I don't mean it in a bad way, but like some people may have jumped into the live streams randomly, maybe from the Moon Show, without thinking much of it, being both an investor and a little futures gambler, and then maybe you got rewired into understanding that you need to go back take a step back, understand what this is, and if you want to actually take it seriously or not. And then maybe some of you guys have stuck around for a while. All credit goes to you, legend. Thank you, Asif, brother. Thank you for getting an amazing trade. That makes my day, guys. Trust me. I like how at least one of us is in profits every single day. Everyone gets their turn and everyone makes money. Amazing. And also, yeah, I like that when any technical move that maybe I can talk about or teach, but I miss or I don't take, or maybe I was asleep, I've got a brother or sister that have taken that. Like, every line here has somebody taking the trade, and that is amazing. That shows you that, like, education is much more important than given setups. I make it a point to show up every single day. I try to go at the NY session open so that we can maybe catch a trade together. But at the end of the day, the lives are only, or will be obviously, an hour to a maximum of 3 hours together. I'm not sure what the maximum one we've done, 3 or 4 hours. I forgot. But anyhow, so the point is, like, I guess education is what matters on this channel. So thank you guys for appreciating the most boring thing I actually teach. So thank you again. I don't want to turn this into a thanking over appreciate not over appreciating or thanking guys for over 10 minutes, but trust me, you're legends. So thank you. I cannot thank you enough for caring. Like, I genuinely love the fact that we have a community feel, and we have the community that is willing to learn, not going for the shiny big moves, bull run, bear market, meme coins, whatever random stuff we are doing here. Again, thank you guys for being legends. One final mention, hopefully everybody understood the bearishness and everything else. Everything would need to be changed by going above 71.5. Before I forget, obviously guys, if somebody wants to support the channel but also have understood why WEEX is amazing, you can use my link to actually make an account. Again, after 7 days, so hopefully next week, I'm in contact with WEEX to make a new trading competition. Anybody who signs up with my link would be immediately eligible for joining in the trading competition. Literally lots and lots of people won. One of the viewers, I think, won a combined amount of like $1,050 USDT just because they've participated. So if anybody wants to actually participate and also get the chance to move to a genuine, strong, trading specific exchange with no KYC, you can move to WEEX. Lower fee structure, amazing features for trading, and also you have gold if you want to trade gold for some reason. And again, it is no KYC, but I do want to make it a fact and a point that this link is an affiliate. I have nothing to sell you, but if you want to support the channel, you can use the link. Clicking on the link would give you the referral code applied automatically, and also it will give you the highest bonus, like welcome bonus, that can be given by, I guess, WEEX. Again, it's not the biggest bonus, but it's nice to like make up your mind to move, and then you get an extra bonus on the side with the eligibility of going with the eligibility of the trading competition and everything else. So again, if sorry guys, if anybody sorry, I'm getting dizzy for some reason. If anybody wants to get I guess or make a WEEX account, the link is first in the description, and the free Telegram channel is for those that want me to spam them even more. Let's keep the train of succeeding going, hopefully, by making you guys more money and enjoying our day together. I feel like the last 3 to 4 days I am getting to feel trading in the really. So far, I thought I know how to do it. Only thought, and it all. Sorry guys. My worst financial disasters have been not having a stop loss on alts, even if it's just a limit sell order. I'm not doing so gambler because of mommy into yeah. Are we still waiting for 70? Yes, we are open for 70, not necessarily waiting for it to be hit, but open for it. So on the lowest time frame scale, daily low 70, scalp short, scalp long. If not, wait for 68. If not, wait for 71. Very clear idea. Anything above 71.5 is for 74. Anything below 67.5 is for 66. Very easy, very clear plan. Everything is possible anywhere and everywhere, but you need to be patient. Trading is about getting setups and making money. It's not about looking nice and expecting and predicting stuff. Thank you, Mix. Same brother, I had the same story until the universe led me to Ahmed. Thank you, Wayne. I think again, I cannot thank you guys more for being amazingly too nice, to be honest, to me, and that makes my day, to be honest. So how many minutes before breaching a level? There isn't a rule, unfortunately. I cannot give you a specific minute formula or our formula or whatever. Even typing in or reading what I just said feels regarded even the idea of it. I'm not sure why, what it is, but Ahmed, you read too fast. I got a lot of comments to go through, so I gotta speed up my my comment reading. Came to Madrid anytime, or come to Madrid anytime. Beiti, Beitek, Barakallah Fik. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was born in Madrid, so we have homes and business, but I moved to Dubai when I was less than a year old. Brother, thanks you for the invitation. Uh, Absolutely, thank you for being so nice and for having you as an amazing part of our family. Every year is super nice and super amazing, so I guess that would be a nice way of ending it off. Thank you, Salam, and thank you everybody here. I don't want to start reading names because if I start reading names, I will be doing you a this favor or whatever that is that's called. Anyhow, again, we go live every single day, so just put the notification bell on. I go live every single day. I changed this to 8:30 a.m. So now it is changed 8:30 a.m. every single goddamn day, unless I'm sick. Hopefully nothing happens, nothing goes wrong. You will see my not so beautiful face every single day. Again, what else? That's it, guys. Again, hopefully I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is a Friday, and not an irrelevant fact, but something to remember, guys. For anybody who wants to know, thank you guys for being legends. I have an